Hey, it's Nancy Lohr here. How you doing today? I want to talk to you about telling stories that attract interest. Think about what it is that you like about the great motivational speakers like Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, Les Brown, just to name a few. When you think about your favorite presentations from them, I'm sure it's because they've delivered a message weaved into a great story. We as human beings love a good story because it elicits emotion, and whatever is emotion, it sells. There are studies that prove our brains react really favorably to good storytelling. They say that facts tell, but stories sell. Follow any of the Anheuser-Busch commercials, and you're going to understand what I mean. The story of a friendship between a puppy and a Clydesdale overcoming adversity. It's selling, of all things, beer. When your intent is to sell, motivate, or inform, a story is going to achieve it better and more powerfully. You want to be successful in your business, whatever it may be, you want to be a good communicator. It doesn't mean you have to know the language of a Harvard graduate. In fact, that's probably the last thing you need to do. There's one thing that separates the good from the best when it comes to effective communication and message resonance, and the one thing is a great story. There's no denying it in business, especially network marketing, internet business, or online marketing. Whoever tells the best story, it wins. If you're not telling your story, you're losing. So how can you begin to tell your story with passion, power, stepping into your greatness, and truly inspiring others? You need to learn how to tell stories that attract interest. Okay? And I'm going to tell you how to do that right now. The things that you need to keep in mind when you're storytelling. A great storyteller begins with a hook that entices curiosity. You open with a statement that makes your user want to hear more. You keep your story simple in its truest form. The more long-winded your story is, the more chances listeners' attentions are going to wander. You want to contrast a clear before and after situation in your story to show the user the benefits that your product brings with it. You want to make sure you have a happy ending. A great story just doesn't live inside best-selling novels or Hollywood blockbusters. Every brand carries a story hidden inside of it. All you need to do is to draw that out and retell it to your audience and let them make your brand their own. Number one, you want tell your brand story. Every company has an interesting beginning with a founder and a dream. Your humble beginnings have the potential to resonate with your target market. When a prospect hears the story of how your company was born, you want that person to feel an immediate emotional connection with you. Number two, connect the dots for your prospects. Deliver a story that helps your prospects connect the dots between what they need and what you deliver. Think about who you helped in the past and the value that you delivered. What has that meant to your customer? Be sure to convey that what you do for your target market solves problems. You just have to figure out how to create emotional connections for your prospects around your story. Number three, inspire your customers to tell stories. The only thing that telling your customers stories on social media is inspiring them to tell their stories themselves. It's always been a key component of word-of-mouth marketing, but with social media, it can happen that much faster and easier. Look to your most passionate customers or those who have had the most significant interactions with you. Then you give them the tools to tell others about you. With just a little encouragement, you can prompt those customers to initiate a movement of storytelling around your brand. That's why testimonials work so well. It's third-party storytelling at its finest. If I could get it out. Number four, you use social media to share your story. A picture's worth 1,000 words. It might be a cliche, but pictures can really tell a story that much more effectively. The growing popularity of social networks like Pinterest, Instagram, and Tumblr support this. When telling stories online, pictures can powerfully relate the behind the stories seen about your brand, your office, and your staff. Consider using Instagram to showcase a selection of your filtered images directly to your Facebook page. Use video even more often. That's number five. A video is worth 1,000 more words. Online videos ranging from 30 seconds to 2 minutes can captivate online audiences just like big budget TV commercials. Try uploading little short clips of customers telling their personal stories. Make it emotionally captivating so your customers can relate on the other side. And number six, be human. Just because you're using social media to tell stories, it doesn't mean you should act like a computer when you're doing it. It's quite the opposite. If you're not telling your stories with an authentic personality, you have no shot at building a real relationship with your customers. Your heartfelt stories can humanize you and make you more likable. You may be you may be the best storyteller in the world, but if you don't use your story to convert your audience into customers, the effort will be meaningless. If you have the wrong people listening to your story, even the best story won't sell. The good news is storytelling online is far cheaper with less risk than old school marketing, traditional marketing. So if the story you tell today doesn't resonate, tell another one tomorrow. So what can you learn from these examples? Here's some key takeaways when you're coming up with your stories for your brand. You want to develop content that has a human element. You want to be sincere. Ask yourself if you'd be generally interested in reading or watching it. Know what customer connects with your customers to your stories, and have heroes and characters with unfulfilled desires. Keep it simple. I hope you got some value out of my post here and my video, Learn How to Tell Stories That Attract Interest. Remember, you are wonderful beyond comparison. Don't forget that. Have a great day.